Hey guys, Deadbot3 here back once again, and as you guys know, yesterday I recently did a video where I talked about my own personal thoughts and opinion on found footage horror films. Well, I thought today I would do another video like that, and in this video I'm going to be talking about movie remakes. And as everybody knows, there's been a whole new wave of movie remakes that are coming out. It seems like every other film is basically just either a knockoff or a redone version of a classic not just classic horror film, but all just classic films in general. And so I thought I would give my own personal thoughts on remakes. Now I know that there's been a lot of people, complaining about remakes and of how that, the only reason why they're doing them is just for Hollywood to make money off of something that's already successful and, certain things like that. But I think back when remakes were not that big, when there was like a new remake every couple years or so, there's a lot of really good remakes that I enjoy. Like probably one of the best mafia films, Scarface. I think a lot of people don't know that that's actually a remake, and I actually thought that was really well. I also enjoy Dawn of the Dead. There's a lot of other movie remakes that I really do enjoy. So this video is not going to be me bashing remakes, but it's just going to be me giving my own opinion on them. Now, one thing about remakes that are out now is a lot of people have complained that if a director does something different when he's trying to remake a film, then immediately people will hate on it because it's so different from the original. Well, in other ways, if the director did the exact same movie again, just with different actors and things like that, then people would get upset on the director for not being original enough. So, it's kind of like that thing where no matter what, it's unsatisfying. Also, I get that there's really not that many ideas out now. It seems like that everything has already sort of been done before, if you think about it. But one thing that I'll say about remakes is that, like, if it's a low-budget film like Last House on Dead End Street, or I Spit on Your Grave, or maybe Texas Chainsaw Massacre, if it's a movie that's very low budget and there were things in the film that they wanted to do but they could not do, then I like it when remakes do those things, because now remakes have, bigger budgets and they are able to do some things that maybe the original film wanted to do but couldn't. That's one thing I like about them. Another thing is that sometimes a director might bring a new and original idea to a familiar story, like Rob Zombie's Halloween. A lot of people didn't like the fact that Rob Zombie changed the story and, made it completely different. Now, even though there's a lot of things about Rob Zombie's Halloween I don't like, I was actually glad to see that he added new stuff, because for me, Halloween is timeless. It's one of those movies where nothing will ever be able to touch it. So if Rob Zombie was to go back and redo the entire movie, I think it wouldn't, of course it wouldn't destroy the film, but I think that people would criticize him for doing the exact same movie over again. And, I think and I'm glad that he did something different. I'm glad that he brought something new to the table, where at the same time kept with the roots of the original story. Plus, he also created the whole backstory of Michael Myers in the insane asylum, which I thought was pretty good. So, in a way, if a remake is done in a different way, then I think it works pretty well. If it's done the same way, then it can be good, but as long as you add something new to the table. Don't redo the same movie again. Now I want to talk a bit about American remakes to movies from different countries, especially maybe the Ring movies or the Grudge movies. As everybody knows, the Ring is based off of a movie called Ringu, and The Grudge is based off a movie called Ju-On the Grudge. I actually thought that Ju-On the Grudge and Ringu were actually pretty good films, but I think the American versions are actually a lot creepier and a lot scarier in some ways. Plus, for Ju-On the Grudge, the movie The Grudge is actually based on more than one film. I think there's about 5 or 6 movies in the Ju-On the Grudge movies in where it came out, and the first film deals with the backstory of The Grudge and how it started, and then the movie Ju-On the Grudge is about the actual curse. Whereas in the American version of The Grudge, they combined those two stories, which is another thing I like. I like how that, how you can have you can combine two films or three different films to make it a long story. Like you could maybe come up with an idea of a short film and make it into like a long 2-hour film or 2-hour movie. That's another thing about remakes that I do like. But then there's some remakes I think are just kind of pointless, like the movie Quarantine. Although I did like the movie Quarantine, I didn't like the ending, but I did like it. It was basically a shot-by-shot remake to the film Wreck, or Record, whatever you want to call it, which actually came out I think a few years before that. And honestly, I just felt that the idea of them doing Quarantine was unnecessary and pointless. And it actually just proves that America is actually running out of good ideas for horror films. I hate to say it. All the good horror movies are from other countries now, and we're just ripping them off. Like the movie Let the Right One In. A lot of people don't know is that there was a movie called Let Me In, which came out 2 years before America released that. Why would you remake a movie that just came out 2 years ago? It seems pointless to me. Then there's some movies that you watch them and you know that they're just going to be horrible, that, why would you even remake a movie that is as successful as this one? Like, they're going to be remaking Battle Royale. That movie is untouchable. And one thing about it is that a lot of people, I don't like to compare Battle Royale with the Hunger Games, but I think I'm going to right now. A lot of people who don't know about Battle Royale know about the Hunger Games. And since the Hunger Games was so big, now if America remakes Battle Royale, people are going to think that Battle Royale, the American remake, is a ripoff of the Hunger Games. And that's one thing I don't really like. I think that, I just hope that people know that Battle Royale came out before the Hunger Games, and that the new remake is a remake to Battle Royale and not a horror remake of the Hunger Games. And then there's so many other movies that I hold very sacred and near to my heart that I never want to see remade, like Child's Play. I saw the movie back when I was 6. It's one of my favorite films. So the fact that it's being remade, I'm not excited about it. I'm glad that Brad Dourif is doing the voice of Chucky, but honestly, I just think that them doing remakes is just money grabbing. Honestly, I think that by now, the only reason why people are remaking films is because there's no good ideas now, and the only reason why they're doing it is because they want to get money, and they want to make money off of something that's already exists and already successful. So, there's that. So, guys, I can go on and on about this, but basically this was just a video that I want to do to give my own opinions on remakes. Like I said, there are some remakes that I enjoy, and I think that in some ways, some remakes are good. Like if it's a low-budget film, or if it's something that they wanted to do in the original and they couldn't, they could do it in a remake. So I don't hate remakes. I don't hate on remakes as much as other people, because there are some remakes I really enjoy. But now it seems like every other movie is a remake now, and honestly, I'm getting tired of them. Same thing with found footage films. If they would just do them separately, or do them in every couple of years, then I'd be good with that. Now, I'm not just talking about horror movie remakes. I'm talking about any remake. Any remakes of films. Like, I think one really good remake that I saw was Red Dawn. I really, really enjoyed that film, and I have not seen the original. But I think that by seeing the remake, now I want to be like, well, the remake was good, I might as well go see the original. That's another good thing about remakes, is that it draws attention to the original film. As long as the people that did the original film get enough credit, get the credit that they deserve, to have the people that are doing the remake say, yes, this is not an original idea by us. Go check out the original movie. It's going to be great. And it's great. And another thing is, people are worried that in 10 years from now, people are going to look back at, remakes of movies and be like, oh, did you see that movie Old Boy? That movie was so great. And I'm like, oh, I have not seen that one. That is the remake. But have you checked out the original? That's when people from my generation go and say, oh, no, I have seen the remake, but have you seen the original one? It is much better, or much worse, either way. I haven't seen the Old Boy remake, so I'm not really commenting on that, but I think that it's up to the people that are doing the remake to give the people that did the original film credit for it. And if they don't, then they're not doing the original people justice, and then that's when problems will occur. But, like I said, this is a one-on-one thing. At one point I like some remakes, but the fact that they're over and over again and being overdone is when I stopped liking them. Same thing with found footage films. It seems like now trends belong in high school. I'll just say that, you know, wearing clothes and you know, saying stuff is high school stuff. So whenever something big comes along, immediately everybody else tries to copy that. And honestly, I think it's stupid. I think that somebody should just do their own thing, stop doing the same story, stop remaking stuff. Unless you're bringing something new to the table, don't just it just bothers me because I just got out of high school. I don't want to go back to trends and things like that, and it seems like remakes is just a trend. But like I said, guys, this was just sort of an opinion video. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about remakes. Feel free, I want to start a conversation. I hope to keep doing more of these videos in the future. But as of right now, I'm just going to go ahead and just sign off. So let me know what you guys think about remakes. Hope everybody's doing well, and I'll see you guys later.